All right. So as part of today's session, we are going to see how to generate HTML reports for your test cases. And so far we covered how we can perform parameterization, how we can do parallel testing, how we can pass the command line arguments, all these things. And today's session will focus on how to generate HTML reports for PyTest. Okay. So this is a very small topic. So before that, if you want to generate these reports, we need to add one package in PyCharm. So the package is PyTest HTML. So that is a package which we need to install, and that will give you reporting mechanism. So I'll show you how to install this one. So let's go to PyCharm. So first of all, we need to install through command prompt. So first let's go to command prompt and open this command prompt. So once you open the command prompt, so here just type PyTest list and it will give you what are all packages or plugins installed on top of Python. And let's cross check this whether it is there or not. If it is not there, we can install it. So here it is giving some error. PyTest. Just a moment. So this is a pip list command. Yeah. So this will give you the list of plugins which you have installed on top of Python. So here you can see one option called PyTest HTML. This is the one. This is a plugin which we need to install, PyTest HTML. Okay, so this plugin is there already in Python. So we need to install this, but already I have installed earlier, so it is there. So if you want to install this, we can just type pip install PyTest-HTML. So when I press enter, it will start installing. So I already have this one, so it is giving same message here. So it is giving some message. So requirement is already satisfied. So that means you already installed this one. So the next thing is in the PyCharm also we need to install that plugin. So just go to the file and select your project here and go to the file, then go to settings, and in the project interpreter, here you need to search for this. If you already have in this, because I already installed this, so here you can see that one. Or if you don't see here, you need to just install this. Just go to plus button here. Now here search for PyTest-HTML. Okay, this is a package. Select this one and click on install package. So this will install package PyTest-HTML package. So once we have done installation successfully, then close this. Okay. Now we need to create a test case here. Okay, let's create a new test case. So let me just creating new Python file, and here I will name it as something called orange test underscore. This is a naming convention we need to follow. Okay, test underscore orange underscore HRM HRM.py. So this is my module name, and inside this I will create a class. So inside this, first we need to import Selenium. So from Selenium import WebDriver, and once we have imported, and we need to also import PyTest. So we don't need to import PyTest HTML because the PyTest HTML will work at the runtime at the time of generating the report. So here we no need to import that. So only PyTest we have to import. And then we need to create one class. This is considered as one test case and test orange HRM application. So this is my class I'm creating. And inside this class, I will create a fixture, a setup method fixture, which will execute before and after of every test method. So first I will create def setup method. This is def setup method. So inside this setup method, I will create a creation of the driver, opening the browser page, all these things. And here I will just create driver. So self.driver is equal to WebDriver.Chrome, and here we need to specify the executable paths wherever the Chrome driver is present. So this is your executable path of my driver. So C colon driver code driver dot exe. Let me close all these things. Self dot driver is equal to WebDriver dot Chrome executable path is equal to. So here we should not put this one. Executable path is equal to location of my driver. Okay. Now don't have any spaces or indentations. Now we created one driver, and then I will maximize this window self dot driver, because whatever variables currently we are using within the method, we need to refer them with a self keyword. Okay. So self dot driver dot maximize this window. I'll maximizing the window. So these steps will be executed when I say this is a fixture method. So here I will make it as PyTest picture. So PyTest dot fixture. So what this means? This particular fixture I want to execute before and after every test method. So these statements will execute before of every test method. So here I will create actual test method. So let's say def test underscore. I will just verify the home page title first. Test underscore home page title. So home page title. So this is the first test. So this test required this setup method because I want to create the driver and maximize this window. So I'm just referring this picture called setup picture. Okay, this is a picture I'm referring. So when I use this picture, what happens is this will execute these steps first, and then it will continue the rest of the code. So here I will just say self dot driver dot get, and here I'll open application URL of application. So let's copy this URL of application, right? So now this is URL of application, and after as soon as I open this application, I'll check the title of the page. So we can use one asset command here. So I'll say asset, and I'm using PyTest asset. In PyTest we have only one asset self dot driver dot title. So this will give you the title of the page, and should be equal to, this is my expected title, orange HRM. So this is my expected title. So this is the first test. Okay, but before this the setup method will execute, because I say setup here, fixture method I am referring here. Okay, this will be executed before this test method. Now after completion of this verification, then I want to close my browser. So again what I have to do is, here I will add yield method. So yield keyword. So what this yield keyword will do is, after yield keyword, whatever statements we created will be executed after completion of this test method. So here I'll say self dot driver dot close. Okay, so this command will close the browser after completion of. So first two statements have been executed before the test, and these statement will execute after completion of the test method. Okay, because I have referred this picture here. Okay, now the next one I will create one more test, dev test underscore login. So I'm just verifying the login, and this will also refer the same picture, setup picture. Now here I will write the code for login process. So just go to application. So here I'll say orangedemo.com. So this particular website I need to find out. Let me open Orange HRM website. So here I need to identify username, password, and then login. So let's try to identify this username and ID I'm taking. So here I'll just say driver. So now this driver is there, right? So the same driver I'm referring here. So here self dot driver, okay, dot find element by ID, and here specify the ID dot send keys of I'll say admin login process. And similarly self dot I can identify one more element. So let's identify this one, and ID is password. Capture this ID. Now here self dot driver dot find element by ID, and again one more ID dot send keys of admin 123. So this is my password. Then I need to click on sign in button, login button. So inspect this login, capture this ID, and here self dot self dot driver dot find element by id, and this is id. Sorry. Okay, so we need to copy this id here, and the id is this one, btn login is my id. Specify this id dot click. So this is a method, so this will perform the login operation. Now we need to verify this condition, so login is correct or not. Asset command I'll use, asset self dot driver dot title. So after logging in, so I'm just verifying the title is equal to, so after logging also the title is same, so orange HR. Okay, in that case, if both are equal, my test will pass, otherwise my test will fail. So this is the test case I have created. Okay, now these are the actual test methods, and this is a small fixture I created. And the first two statements before yield keyword will be executed before every test method, and this particular statement after yield keyword will be executed after completion of every test method. Okay, so this is our test case. Now what I'm going to do is I want to generate the report also. So but before generating the report, let us check whether this is working properly or not. So what I can do is, in the current project, so this is my test case is there. So test underscore what is the name of the test? Test underscore orange underscore hrm. So let's try to execute this first. PyTest -v-s. The name is, test case name is test underscore orange hrm dot py. So let's execute this. Okay, now my test is started. 2 items collected because 2 test cases I have. The 2 tests I have in the test case. So the first one is verifying the title, which is passed. Now the next one is a login process. I think it is getting failed. I have closed my page actually. Okay, let me just run one more time. All right, so now I have run one more time. So first one is verifying the home page title, passed. Now the next time, okay, 1 second guys. So okay, let me just run this one more time. I'm just closing the page. Go to terminal again and run the same command. PyTest -v-s test underscore orange hrm dot py. Okay, this is the first one. Okay, and second test case is failing, guys. So let's see why the second test case is failing. So no such element exception it is giving. So if we just go and read this error at the beginning, first one is passed, second one is failed because test underscore orange failures. Let us read this error, why it is getting failed. And it is saying setup is none. So def test underscore login, self is there, and setup is not mentioned. So setup we mentioned here. And self dot driver dot find element by id send key. So this basically, this is not able to identify this driver. So what I can do is this particular driver, I'll make it as a global. Okay, I'll make it as a global. So how we can make this as a global variable? I can just make it as a global keyword here, global driver. Okay, so in this particular case, this driver will be considered as a global. So we can use in all the methods. We can refer them in all the methods. One more thing, not exactly this one. So actually we are directly trying to enter username and password without opening URL, because as soon as first test is executed, yield method will execute, right? Yield method will close the browser. But when I start test underscore login, I'm directly providing the username and password without using opening URL. So I'll copy this same statement here. Then it will open the URL one more time, and then it will enter username and password. Okay, so then this is not required. So that is actual issue. Okay, we are not opening this URL. Without opening this URL, we are entering the data. Let's execute one more time. Close this, clear buffer. Now the same command, pytest -v-s test orange hrm.py. Right, so now 2 test cases started. The first one is verifying the home page title. Okay, now it is passed. Now the second one is launching the login process, launching the browser, entering username and password. Now it is also passed. So now two test cases are being passed. So this is a basically console output, right? So we need to see this output in the report. So how we can generate PyTest HTML report? So to generate PyTest HTML report, we need to install this one, PyTest-HTML plugin. So just now, sometime back, I have shown you how to install this. In the command prompt, you have to just give command pip install PyTest-HTML. This will install the plugin on top of Python. In PyCharm also, you need to go to File and Settings under Project Explorer. You need to make sure that particular plugin is available. PyTest-HTML plugin. This will generate the HTML report. If you don't have, you need to go to plus button, search for this PyTest-HTML, then install that package. All right. Now I already have this plugin, so now I need to generate the report for these two tests. So to generate the test for these two tests, we need to just pass one parameter. Let me clear this. Very simple. The same command I'm going to execute again, but this time I will specify the one more argument here, that is -HTML is equal to report.html. So this is a file we need to pass. This is another parameter which we need to pass. And if you install only PyTest HTML plugin, then only this will work. Okay, otherwise this argument will not work. So just we need to add additional parameter here. -HTML is equal to report.html. Along with this, so we can add a few more parameters called, this is enough actually. So if you want to, this will give you a default report. Okay, this will give you a default report. But if you want to do any customizations in the report and all, we need to also give some other parameter, -self-contained, -self-contained -HTML. So this is another argument we need to pass. And this is a default argument. This is mandatory. -HTML is equal to report.html. But in addition, if you do any kind of customizations and all, then we need to add this plugin, -self-contained HTML. Okay, this is optional. Even if you don't pass this argument, you will generate the report. All right. Now, where this report will be generated? So this report will be generated inside the project itself, inside the project level. And if you want to generate this report in some other folder, you can just configure the path also. So first, let me execute this report for now for this particular test case. Now my test case is execution is going. So first it will verify title of the home page. And first one is passed, and now it is executing second test case. Okay, now it is also passed. Now it is passed. Now it is giving some message. Generated HTML file. So this is exactly report file. So where it is generated under PyTest project. On the project level, report.html is generated. So if we just refresh, or if we just come down, this is a project, right? If you see here somewhere, report.html is generated. And how to see this? Right click here, open browser, and you can open this HTML file in one of these browsers. So let me open this in Chrome browser. Now you can see this particular report is generated. So if you see, environment details will be displayed here, what type packages we have used, and which platform, what are the different plugins we have installed, and what is the Python version. This will give you some environment details. And currently two tests we have run. So one is verifying the homepage title, the other one is login process. So here they have provided some filters. And if you see here, there are two tests. This is a one and this is a one. Both have been passed. How much time it is taken, it will show you. And if you click on, if anything failure is happened, if you click on show all the details, okay, no log output captured because the test case is passed. If the test case is a fail, then it will also capture the log messages and store those log messages inside this particular thing. So here and here, okay. So let's see, suppose I will make my test method fail, one test method fail, and then we'll see how the logs will be generated here. I'll close this, and this time I will save my report in my own location, okay. So let's go here again. And what I can see here is I want to make one test method failure. So let's make a home page title is failure. I'll just give something else. So now this will be failure, right? As soon as it's failure, what I can do is I can just rerun this. Okay, or else I can just create one more folder here called as reports. So inside this report folder, I want to see the report. Instead of creating the report in the project level, I want to see the reports in the reports folders. Okay. So now I'll execute this command one more time. Same command, pytest -b-s -html, and here we need to provide the location. So here // is representing your current project directory. Okay, // is representing your current project directory slash, and which folder? Report folder. So I'll just say reports slash and your report name. You can give any name to this report. So -html is representing your project current directory. Inside this reports folder, inside this report.html will be created. Now everything is exactly the same. Now this time one test method will be passed, one test method will be failed. So let's execute this. Now 2 items are collected. So the first test case will be failed. So first one is failure, and the second one, another browser is launched. Okay, this is your login. So this will one failed, one passed. Okay, so overall it's failure status, but one failed, one is passed. Now let us see the report where it is generated. Okay, just go to reports folder now. So in the reports folder, you can see a new report is generated. So we can save the report whichever location you want. So just open this report in a browser, the Chrome browser, and here you can see the report, the new report which is generated. So we can see now, so you see hide all the details. So one test method failure, one test method is passed. So if you click on the show details, it will also give you the error. So why it is getting failed. Okay, there is an assertion error because this assertion error is not exactly matching. So because of the reason, actual expected is this one, but we have specified is this one. So that's the reason it is getting failed. Okay, so this is a simple log which is captured at the time of failure. So all types of test methods will be displayed in this report. So this is a basically report which we are going to generate for your test cases. If you have more number of test cases, it seems very good. All right, so this is how we need to generate for PyTest report. So this is a report we are going to use as part of framework.